A good evening to you wherever you are, and live from the Kenyatta University Communication Center, you are just in time for the Friday edition of the KUTV Prime Time News with me, Emmanuel Kutosi, in the sign language interpretation, sailing safely with Francis Okinyi. Now it's that time for reporting and rather giving you matters that are happening across the country. But first, let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogamba seeks to end university strike. President William Ruto reaffirms commitment to green initiatives. On to political chessboards as President Ruto praises KANU in a possible political shift. And in our special feature, we feature Sandra and Patience, KU students with dwarfism, but inspiring through social media. Business also streaming live on YouTube at KUTV Kenya, and feel free to join us on our social media handles at KUTV_Kenya on the X platform and KUTV Kenya on Facebook. You can reach me at _Emmanuel Kutosi, and we begin with our big banger top story tonight. Kenyatta University, the premier university, has once again reaffirmed its position as Kenya's leading institution of higher learning after emerging top in the Times Higher Education World University Rankings 2026. This marks the second consecutive year that KU has achieved distinction, reflecting sustained excellence in research, teaching, and global impact. According to the latest rankings, KU outperformed the University of Nairobi, demonstrating strong results across key indicators, including academic reputation, international engagement, and social contribution. Egerton, Jaramogi Oginga University of Science and Technology, Kabarak, Kibabii, and Machakos universities followed respectively. Bravo KU on that winning trend and maintaining the stature of the premier university within the Republic of Kenya, a stature that probably we are very, very proud of as KUTV, of course, to be associated with the premier university, being the premier house of also nurturing the next talents within the media industry. It's a moment to be celebrant about. Now, Cabinet Secretary for Education Julius Ogamba has reaffirmed the government's commitment to resolving the ongoing lecturers' strike in public universities, rather. Speaking during the Mazingira Days 2025 celebrations in Kisii, he said talks involving university lecturers and SRC are underway. A technical team is reviewing payrolls with SRC citing 624 million shillings owed to the dons.
Strike they had a meeting yesterday in Nairobi between the universities and the lecturers and SRC, and they've agreed that they form a technical team that is going to look at the payrolls to confirm how much money has been paid out of the money that they are requesting for. And we've encouraged them to talk to their members, the lecturers, to go back to class as that issue is being resolved. So as we speak, negotiations are going on, and we think that we'll be able to resolve that matter. I can't give you timelines as we speak, but we've encouraged them to advise their members to go back to class, because now we are talking and we are looking at the figures. The school administrators, the school boards, the principals and head of institutions is to engage the students and the learners where there are grievances so that they are able to deal with those challenges before the students reach the decision that for them to be heard, they need to destroy school property by arson or by burning those institutions. But also to take note that once that happens, then the burden becomes the parents because they will have to redo those facilities that have been destroyed.
And President William Ruto has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to environmental conservation as Kenya marks Mazingira Day. Speaking at State House, President Ruto unveiled new initiatives to expand tree seedling production, directing key government institutions and youth groups to scale up efforts towards achieving the country's ambitious green targets of 15 billion trees by 2032.
Marking Mazingira Day, President William Ruto announced new measures to boost Kenya's tree planting drive, citing seedling shortages as the main challenge. He said the government has mobilized the military, prisons and youth programs to produce seedlings and allocated funds to support young people in seed production.
We have mobilized our military to produce seedlings, National Youth Service to produce seedlings, our prisons to produce seedlings, forest community organizations to produce seedlings, private sector people to produce seedlings. We have asked the Ministry of Education, and the PS is here, to work with the members of parliament so that we access budget.
President William Ruto has announced a partnership between the Kenya Forest Service and the National Youth Service to boost tree planting. He said 15,000 NYS personnel will help revive 300 nurseries across the country, producing 2 billion seedlings annually to enhance Kenya's forest restoration drive.
The Kenya Forest Service and the National Youth Service are now going to work together. We're going to mobilize 15,000 National Service personnel to work with the Kenya Forest Service to restart 300 nurseries in all our forest stations and all our forested areas, so that we can have 2 billion seedlings available to the people of Kenya every year.
Speaking during Mazingira Day celebration, President Ruto said Kenya is shifting from rain-fed to irrigation-based farming to strengthen food security. He noted that government interventions, including affordable fertilizer, quality seeds and removal of cattle, have set the stage for increased agricultural production nationwide.
As a country, we have been importing food. And we have been importing food because we are not growing enough. We've done interventions in the last 3 years. We've made fertilizer available. We've improved the quality of seeds. We have removed brokers and cartels that were disturbing our agricultural sector. We have found new markets for our exports of agricultural produce. We now need to produce more food.
President Ruto has appealed to Kenyans to take personal responsibility for environmental restoration by replanting trees in deforested areas, saying collective action is vital to achieving the country's greening goals.
Tumekubaliana we are reforesting all the areas that initially had been deforested for one reason or another. We have agreed that we are going to look for sensitive areas, water catchment areas, watershed areas, and make sure that we plant trees, because trees are very important in matters to do with the environment of the Republic of Kenya.
Ruto reaffirmed that Kenya's greening agenda will succeed only through collective citizen action, sustained government support, and community-driven conservation efforts nationwide.
Trees give us oxygen, fruits.
Edna Nerea, KUTV, Nairobi.
And still within the Green Initiative, across the country, Kenyans today marked Mazingira Day, a national celebration of environmental stewardship through tree planting, cleanup exercises, and awareness drives. This year's theme, citizen-centric tree growing and environmental stewardship, going back to our primary schools, emphasized the role of every individual, young and old, in safeguarding the environment and building a climate resilience. At Ole Sankale Primary School in Narok Central, Principal Administrative Secretary in the Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Madam Juliana Iepan, led pupils and residents in planting 1,000 tree seedlings, half fruit trees and half indigenous varieties donated by the Kenya Forest Service.
Furaha sana kuungana na nyinyi leo tuweze kuhifadhi mazingira ya shule yetu na tuweze kupanda miti. Itatupea kivuli, italete ndege wa angani ambao wanatupa muziki kila asubuhi. Kwa hivyo ni vizuri hata nyumbani tuweze kupanda miti, mashuleni na popote ambapo tunaweza.
Yapan, a former student of the school, encouraged learners to nurture the seedlings by watering and mulching them, noting that tree planting not only combats climate change but also inspires responsibility among young people.
Lakini ile ningependa kuwaambia, kwa sababu nyinyi ni wanafunzi wenzangu nikiwa nimesimama hapa, shule ni bidii yako. Tutie bidii kwa masomo.
Elsewhere in Kirinyaga County, Dr. Mercy Wanjao, Secretary to the Cabinet, presided over Mazingira Day celebrations at Kianwe Primary School. She emphasized that planting fruit trees has lasting social and economic benefits, improving nutrition, generating income, and creating cooler learning environments.
Tumeanza vizuri leo asubuhi, tumepanda miti ya shade na pia tumepanda miti ya matunda, na hii ni jambo nzuri sana kwa sababu pengine sisi hatutaweza kuenda chini ya shade ya hiyo miti, lakini wale watakapokuja si watapata manufaa.
This year, President William Ruto dispatched cabinet and principal secretaries to lead tree planting in their former primary schools, underscoring the personal responsibility of leaders in promoting environmental sustainability.
We have to plant as many fruit trees as possible. When the president talks about 15 billion trees, he is not telling you upande cedar seedlings or any other, but you can also plant fruits that will be helpful to your body.
The purpose for this is in about 3 or 4 components. The first component, of course, is to be able to ensure that the national initiative by His Excellency the President of planting at least 15 billion trees is attained. So this is part of a process that will allow us to attain that. Secondly, it is also meant to encourage sustainability in our schools.
Government, we want to leverage especially on schools, because schools tuko na watu, tuko na walimu, tuko na watoto, tuko na wazazi, and therefore school is a very easy space to leverage on so that we get to the target of 5 billion trees.
Each school has been tasked with planting at least 2,000 fruit trees, while learners are encouraged to take seedlings home to extend the campaign to their neighborhoods.
I want to plead with you, my people, that as much as possible, we plant very many more in different areas.
The National Youth Service has also made seedlings available countrywide to help Kenyans join the cause at a small cost. As Kenya marks Mazingira Day, the message is clear. Environmental protection begins with personal action, from government offices to schoolyards. Kenyans are being reminded that every tree planted today is an investment in tomorrow's survival. Now move to Champara, Uganda, where Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has called on young people to take the lead in driving change and development across Africa. Speaking in Uganda during the country's 63rd independence celebrations, Professor Kithure Kindiki said the continent's progress depends on the energy and innovation of its youth. Uganda's President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni urged stronger trade ties between Kenya and Uganda, noting regional cooperation as key to growth and stability.
The future of our two regions depends not on what is done for the youth, but what is done by the youth. The Afro-Arab Youth Congress is not an end in itself, but the beginning of the transformation of Africa and the Middle East. Let us live here, not just with declarations, but with commitments, not with speeches, but with strategies, not just with dreams, but with resolve.
Here in Uganda, we had the same problems. That's why Uganda had failed. We had the politics of tribes, of religion. Catholics, Protestants, Muslims, tribes, and so on. Until we came and we said, no, for us, we are for the politics of interests.
And back to local politics, where KANU, long seen as a symbol of Kenya's political history, appears to be edging closer to the Kenya Kwanza alliance. President William Ruto lauded KANU for laying Kenya's political foundation, describing it as a party that shaped the nation's leadership. His remarks during a meeting with party members are viewed by observers as part of a broader political realignment ahead of the next general election aimed at weakening the opposition and strengthening his base.
Mimi nimekuja, si ndio watu wa Baringo? Na nimekuja, mimi ndio tumeongea na my brother Gideon Moi. Na tumekubaliana na yeye anisaidie tupange mambo ya taifa letu la Kenya. Maendeleo ya Kenya imechelewa. Kenya imechelewa miaka mingi. We are not supposed to be a third world country. Na ili tuweze kusukuma mambo hiyo ya maendeleo, mimi nimeomba ya kwamba I need more hands. We need broader goodwill. Na ndio sababu tulitengeneza broad-based government ili tuhakikisha kwamba yale ambayo ni ya muhimu kwa Wakenya wote tuweze kusukuma iende mbele.
And still the political trajectory, Cabinet Secretary for Public Service Geoffrey Ruku has launched a strong rebuke against former National Assembly Speaker Justin Biden Muturi for his recent comments on abolishing the National Government Constituency Development Fund (NGCDF). Ruku said Muturi's stance demonstrates a misunderstanding of the fund's role in supporting education for children from vulnerable households. Alright, and from the political drums, we take our first break right here on the Friday edition now of the KUTV Prime Time News. Don't go too far, we have more in store for you.
Msimu mpya, uso mpya, nguvu mpya bila shaka na ari mpya. Lakini dhamira ni ile ile. Kuboresha kilimo kwa maisha bora. Jiunge nami James Baraka na hodha wako mpya wa kipindi cha Boresha Kilimo, tunapochunguza mbinu za kisasa za kilimo ukipenda teknolojia ibuka katika kilimo, maoni ya wataalamu na hadithi za mafanikio kutoka kila pembe ya taifa. Kutoka kwa wakulima wadogo hadi biashara za kilimo zilizostawi, tunakuvika maarifa na suluhisho kamili, si tu za kuongeza mazao yako, bali pia kuimarisha maisha yako. Kila Jumamosi saa 6:30 na Jumanne saa 4 asubuhi, usipitwe na baraka za Boresha Kilimo, nami James Baraka, hapa KUTV.
A new era, a new people. This is the Law Matters Show. A program that brings you legal sensitization on your television.
My statement is written and just the quote the prosecution.
I think that this loss is a setback for Raila Odinga.
What policy recommendations were fronted by the candidate?
With diversity, we demystify important legal issues locally, regionally, and internationally.
What Tanzanians.
Join me, Elvin Onsongo, as I bring you more insights on law matters.
We are looking at social issues. What is the problem? Is it the economy? Is it...
Law Matters Show, creating awareness, advocacy, and enhancing lives.
Welcome back. Now, residents of Soweto and Congo informal settlements in Kahawa West have called for sustained community support after receiving food and clothing donations from the Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral and Research Hospital. Now, the outreach held to mark Customer Service Week was themed Mission Possible and targeted families living in difficult economic situations.
In the densely populated Soweto and Congo slums of Kahawa West, survival is a daily struggle. Families here depend on casual work and irregular income, often going days without proper meals. It is this reality that prompted Kenyatta University Teaching, Referral and Research Hospital to extend its Customer Service Week celebrations beyond its gates.
Ukiwa huko, unajua wamama tu ni kutafuta kibarua. Na vitu mingi za kutafuta hakuna kwa rahisi juu hakuna pesa sahi. Ningependa watembee tena, tumefurahia mawazo yao.
Residents say unemployment, drug abuse and poor living conditions have left many feeling forgotten. The donations, which included food, clothing and basic house items, were a relief to hundreds of families struggling to make ends meet.
Considering slum being Soweto being a slum, so number one we have of course security challenges, and of course we have drugs, illicit abuse, because coming from that setup, it is of course you expect people, because they are very vulnerable people, whatever they are consuming in terms of even food, what they consume within the community is not something which is conducive for their body.
According to KUTRRH officials, the outreach is part of the hospital's broader efforts to strengthen community ties and promote preventative healthcare among vulnerable populations.
Beyond that, I think what has come out today is that health education is the way to go. We need to educate our society about their health. We need to educate them about what is out there in terms of treatment, in terms of diagnosis, because that's a gap that is missing in our community.
Corporate partner Maple Inn, which supported the initiative, urged other organizations to invest in programs that uplift communities living below the poverty line.
As we just came to support them, and also to support the community. The reason why Maple Inn has come into this program is, first of all, is to strengthen our relationship with the community which are surrounding us. Because we believe when our community relationship is strengthened, we are going to win a lot of trust. And being in business, most people will really want to associate themselves and support businesses that support the community programs like what we've done today. And we are there. We'll work work with Kenyatta University Referral Hospital in so many activities that bring impact positively into the society.
Yvonne Kemuma, KUTV.
Thank you, Yvonne Kemuma, for that report. We move to a distress call in Embu County, where learners at Kerangi Primary School in Mbeere South are studying under unsafe conditions after strong winds blew off roofs of their classrooms. Now, parents and teachers are calling for urgent intervention from both county and national governments.
At Kerangi Primary School in Kiambere Ward, strong wind recently torn off the roof of 2 classrooms, leaving behind cracked mud wall and shaken pupil. The school, built mainly from the mud and timber, has become unsafe for learners. Catherine Wanchiru said the children's safety is at great risk. She asked the government to act swiftly for constructing permanent classroom and providing electricity so that their learners can enjoy a better future.
Sisi tunahimiza serikali tujengee madarasa mazuri, madarasa ambayo ni conducive environment kwa wanafunzi wetu ili waweze kusoma na watie bidii, kwa sababu walimu tunao lakini madarasa imekuwa changamoto kabisa. Hayo madarasa kubebwa na upepo, yanabebwa, mabati inaanguka, hata inaweza kata wanafunzi. Pia hiyo matope inaweza anguka, ikianguka inaweza fanya hao wanafunzi waumie wakati wako kwa hayo madarasa. Tena vumbi imekuwa changamoto kabisa, kwa hivyo watoto wetu hawako safe wakisomea kwa hayo madarasa.
Gilbert Kiura said the current classroom are not only unsafe but also hinder the delivery of quality education. He said they need the urgent innovation to ensure the people can learn without fear.
Upepo mkali uliweza kuvamia madarasa na kuharibu, isipokuwa ni venye tunashukuru Mungu kwa maana tuliweza kuona upepo kwa mbali na tukaambia watoto watoke kabla ya kukumbana na lile njanga. Maana kama huo upepo ungeingia watoto wakiwa ndani, hakika wangeumia, wengine pengine wangeenda hospitali. Kwa sasa tunaongea hivi, lakini tunashukuru Mungu maana hakuna hata mtoto mmoja aliweza kuumia. Katika kusomea katika madarasa ya matope kuna shinda.
Wendy Wambui highlighted that the children are really experiencing challenges when they're learning. She added that every time it rains or the wind blow, they worry something terrible might happen.
Na tunapata changamoto haswa wakati mvua kubwa inakuja, wazazi wanarudi tu pale kuyajenga. Kwa hivyo imekuwa ni changamoto kwa miaka ambayo shule imekuwa. Tungepata watu wa kusaidiana na sisi, haswa serikali yetu tunaiomba, kwa sababu huwa tunaona wakifanya miradi mingi ya mashule, wafanya hii shule yetu kwamba moja ya yale ambayo yatasaidia ya dharura sana, kwa sababu kama sasa madarasa 3 yako chini, watoto hawana mahali hata pa kufanyia mtihani.
Penina Kangendo added that teaching there is a daily struggle. The classrooms are unsafe and during storm, they worry for the children's safety. Without proper facilities and electricity, delivering the competence-based curriculum is almost impossible.
Vile sinda tunapitia kwa hii shule yetu ni kuwa madarasa yetu yamejengwa kwa matope. Saa ingine upepo unabeba, mvua unanyeshea vitabu kawa iwezi kuandikika. Na saa ingine nauliza serikali yetu ifuatilie hii shule ya Kerangi juu watoto wetu wako na shinda sana.
Unsafe mud classroom at Kerangi Primary School endanger pupils' safety and hinder learning. Urgent government intervention is needed to build permanent structures and provide electricity, ensuring a safe, conducive environment that promotes education and secure a bright future for children in Embu County.
Tumeremain tu na madarasa ya matope.
Rael Makona, KUTV.
Now, the Kenya Institute of Supplies Management has launched a service desk at the Huduma Center in Mombasa to enhance access and strengthen regional operations. The Institute CEO, Kenneth Matiba, said the initiative decentralizes services for over 28,000 members nationwide. Chairperson John Karani noted the partnership will improve efficiency, while Huduma Kenya CEO Ben Kai said similar centers will soon be opened in all 290 constituencies.
The universal staff that from Huduma Center who are working with KISM have properly understood our products and services, and I take note that on a weekly basis this center is processing close to 20 to 30 of our members, and we believe that with sustained operations and support, noting the launch of today, we should be able to make a difference into the future.
already this is going to be transforming our service to our members, that I can assure you. We're now rolling out across the 59 centers. That will be truly KISS Mashinani, and that's the dream we had 5 years ago.
And now on to a special feature tonight where we bring you the life stories of 2 Kenyatta University students living with dwarfism who have gained massive popularity on TikTok social media platform. Now, KUTV's Blue Smile Hassan sat down with Sandra Kageha, popularly known as KU Lasbon, and Patience Nelima, also known as Kenyan Ebube, as they share the story of how they balance social media fame with academic life.
You may have come across these 2 on social media, especially on TikTok.
Now this one I call.
Sandra Kageha, popularly known as KU Lastborn, which translates to the last born of Kenyatta University, and Patience Nelima, known as Kenyan Ebube. The 2 have become online sensations due to their online presence.
Tukaanza kutrend. Then people kwa comments akaniambia change your name to Kenyan Ebube because they look like the Nigerian Ebube.
We met them at Kenyatta University, where they opened up about their journey to online fame and how they have managed to balance studies with social media. They also shared how they met by chance during the Freshers' Night event.
Tulikuwa 2 friends because we were both short. Yeah. Tulipatana Freshers' Night.
Then nikaona msichana mfupi niko so mtoto kwanza nilifikiria ni mtoto wa lecturer.
Patience Nelima, who hails from Bungoma County, is a first-year student at Kenyatta University, enrolled in the School of Law, Arts and Social Sciences, pursuing a bachelor's degree in film and theatre arts. She tells us why she chose Kenyatta University.
I came to KU because it has many opportunities, especially with the course I am doing, because the Kenya National Theatre iko tu karibu na KU.
Sandra, on the other hand, is in a second year in the School of Education, pursuing a Bachelor's of Education Arts degree in Fine Arts and Theatre Arts. She comes from Kakamega County, and she says she chose Kenyatta University because it is the only university in the country offering her course.
I chose Kenyatta University because it's the only university that offers education, fine art. The rest ni colleges.
Sandra and Patience joined TikTok this year, with Sandra being the first, later encouraging Patience to join after they met. Through interviews with content creators and their efforts on TikTok, the 2 quickly gained popularity.
Before tukuje like September, I said like I want to try this TikTok stuff. So nikaona niko KU. And KU is a good school, it's a big school. Never to like use my short stature to my advantage.
Nilingia TikTok the second week.
The second week?
Yeah.
And how was TikTok for you? Ama uliingia tu kwa celeb ama uli struggle kidogo?
First, Sandra aliniingiza, sikuwa najua nitajita jina gani. First nilikuwa najiita Kenyatta Uni Lastborn 2. Then tukaanza post videos, kidogo tukaanza kutrend.
Sandra revealed how security guards at the Kenyatta University gets jokingly branded her as the lastborn of Kenyatta University, inspired her to adopt the name KU Lastborn online.
Watch ladies, our security walikuwa wananiitanga lastborn, so I decided to call myself KU Lastborn.
However, social media fame has not come with those challenges. Sandra and Patience explain how their brand advertising work on TikTok has been a thorny path.
Anataka kukutumia ama anakukon tu, anakuja anakuambia kudu nifanyie juu wewe ni mdogo, ni kama wanakubuli. Sasa inabidi tu ufanye, ukikataa wataanza kusema like wewe si mzuri.
Unapata there's this shop wanauza duka, wanauza clothes and jewelries. Then there are many others, they want you to do the same thing. So nikifanya mtu mmoja au watu watataka, na nikifanya watu mtu mmoja atasema nimembetray.
Another challenge they face is online bullying. Sandra and Patience, who attended Archbishop Njenga and Butere Girls High School respectively, confirmed that they did not experience any bullying in high school.
So nilisoma Archbishop Njenga Girls High School, iko Chekalini. Yeah, na maisha ya high school ilikuwa tu poa. Kuna bullying.
Butere Girls, that's a very nice school. It has a lot of opportunities and there was no bullying.
However, on social media, negative comments are common. They say they have learned to ignore the abusive remarks from some users.
If they're negative, I really ignore them. Those people try to tell you, don't wear a skirt, you look like a shosho, don't do makeup, do what.
Sandra and Patience have had to juggle their studies and social media fame, but they say academics comes first and fame second.
I cannot miss one class because of content or TikTok. So what I usually do content on my free time, maybe in the evening or mostly during weekends.
Patience's parents were initially concerned about her online fame, but now they are proud of her. Sandra also shares that her family has been a key support system in her journey to fame.
First, my parents were not comfortable. They were saying, achana tu na hiyo TikTok, maybe itakuharibia maisha. But now, they're good because imeniletea many opportunities in life.
Ishiwa tu nguvu na unataka give up, but sasa mamangu ananiambia don't give up yet. Utajipa.
Patience praised the services offered by the Directorate of Disability Service at Kenyatta University.
KUTVNEWS Disability inasaidia sana.
Unaita?
Kama nimechoka sana mam, I have airtime, huwa napigia Chovan, and then niko mahali fulani, anakuja na nibeba ananipeleka penye nataka.
Patience and Sandra shared a message of encouragement for other students living with dwarfism.
To show people around the world, be confident, always walk with your head up, and those people who try maybe imitate you or bully you, don't let them get into your head.
With internet and technology making Sandra and Patience instant celebrity, their pursuit for education remains a critical pillar of their life. Blue Smile Hassan, KUTV.
Thank you very much, Blue Smile Hassan, for that proper story. To mark this moment when we take our second break right here on KUTV Primetime News, of course, of the online sensations, the upcoming talents within the Premier University, the place to be, the place that's inclusive, the place that is for all. In a moment, we come back with some sports reports. Our planet's future is in our hands. However, there is a threat to the brightness of this tomorrow. On EarthCheck, we share the challenges, the solutions, and the hope.
I would call this a very momentous day, a very critical day.
Every episode, every story, every step we take creates a ripple. Join me, the environmentalist Emmanuel Kutosi, on KUTV every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and be part of EarthCheck. Welcome.
Msimu mpya, uso mpya, nguvu mpya, bila shaka na ari mpya. Lakini dhamira ni ile ile. Kuboresha kilimo kwa maisha bora. Jiunge nami James Baraka na hodha wako mpya wa kipindi cha Boresha Kilimo, tunapochunguza mbinu za kisasa za kilimo, ukipenda teknolojia ibuka katika kilimo, maoni ya wataalamu na hadithi za mafanikio kutoka kila pembe ya taifa. Kutoka kwa wakulima wadogo hadi biashara za kilimo zilizostawi, tunakuvika maarifa na suluhisho kamili, si tu za kuongeza mazao yako, bali pia kuimarisha maisha yako. Kila Jumamosi saa 6:30 na Jumanne saa 4 asubuhi, usipitwe na baraka za Boresha Kilimo, nami James Baraka, hapa hapa KUTV.
All right, and in the sporting center, we look at the ongoing World Cup qualifiers where Ivory Coast was able to clobber Seychelles 7-0. Rwanda were beaten 1 goal by Benin, while Zimbabwe Chipolopolo against Bafana of South Africa ended in a 0-0 draw. Gambia managed 3 goals against Gabon, who were able to clobber them 4 goals in. Togo and DRC, the matchup ended with DRC Congo coming out on top with 1 goal, while the derby between Sudan and Mauritania ended in a barren draw. South Sudan received 5 solid goals from Senegal in their qualifier match that was taking place today. For more reports on this, be sure to catch Evan Sauma tomorrow on the spot for more sports-related stories. Minutes past the top of the hour, and we've come to the end of the Friday edition of the KUTV Prime Time News on this 10th day of the 10th month of the year 2025, the first Friday. A lot has been happening, particularly concerning Mazingira Day. Have you planted a tree? You still have the whole weekend to think about it. And also something else that was happening today was the World Mental Health Day, where we have concerning reports that 1 in every 4 within Kenya is suffering a mental health illness. So probably within the TX, 1 in you is recovering. And we also note that. I will not say so much, but wrap it up right there for the edition of the KUTV Primetime News. Of course, from here within the KUTV fraternity, it's a good night to you, and also a big bravo to the whole team involved in the production of tonight's broadcast. Of course, led by my producer, Yvonne Kiomamonari, and the whole team. It's bravo. Thank you very much. Until we meet again, good night, sweet dreams from me, Emmanuel Kutosi, and Francis Okinyi on the sign language interpretation.